Scandinavian countries are awesome. We've already done a couple of lists about these countries, and that doesn't mean we're going to stop. Just like the other nations in Scandinavia, Norway is home to some of the most picturesque sites on this planet. The country also has some incredible properties that are fit for any king. Now, you have to realize that these aren't cheap whatsoever. But that doesn't really matter because Norway is home to some of the best hospitality the world has to offer, as well as super advanced facilities that you'd only get in the most developed countries. On this list, we want to go a little more in depth into the houses, giving you a better picture of what Norway really has to offer. So without further ado, here are the 7 most expensive luxury houses in Norway to live in right now. A Scandinavian or Japanese concept home in Oslo, Norway, priced at $1.1 million. There's a lot to say about this concept home, considering how small this apartment really is. Located in the heart of Oslo, it sets a very high standard of a modern city living in a very well-designed enclosure. The reason the designers went for a modular design with the house is actually quite interesting. As Norway's house prices accelerated dramatically in the past years in Oslo, prices drastically increased and the smaller apartments were overbid as only regular city dwellers could buy them. To make the value of every square foot more justified, the team behind these incredible concept homes pushed themselves to create new builds for highly functional and spacious apartments in smaller areas, giving you the look and feel of luxury, even though it isn't as expensive and large as any other luxury place to live in. Don't get me wrong here. $1.1 million is a lot of money, but in comparison to the several incredibly expensive places we've gotten to know on this channel, this one's definitely way cheaper. The visual perception of the place depicts busy people living in urban cities who choose new builds that are comfortable and high quality rather than large, exuberant mansions. Owning less, having more time, and focusing on the important things in life. That's a pretty darn nice motto to live by if you ask me. This is where the Japanese inspiration comes through, by adding simplicity and relaxation into people's lives. The location around this wonderful property has several restaurants and bars with various other places to shop and eat. It's the kind of locality that is young and vibrant with a lot to do. The 2-bedroom apartment is just about 550 square feet, making it one of the smallest luxury homes we've ever mentioned in our channel, and maybe one of the smallest luxury houses in the world. By adding custom-made furniture and sliding doors made of birch plywood, the designers have emphasized its small space with a Nordic interior style and a touch of Japanese simplicity, making it a modern city luxury home that fits quality and quantity. The Japanese-inspired sliding door goes from floor to ceiling and functions as a fully flexible room divider. The door has multiple functions. It also hides the kitchen while cooking or conceals the mess that's bound to happen when you're cooking for guests or having a party. The property is all about modularity, comfort, and efficiency. And of course, not to forget, luxury at its finest. Next up, we have ØSTLIVEIEN, 8B, in OPPEGARD, Norway, priced at $1.4 million. This wonderful quaint home is the perfect family home for those looking to get away from the hustle of city life. The builders claim that this house was built on solid rock, giving it the structural integrity that will last a lifetime. Everything from the floor to the walls is insulated because Norway can get really cold sometimes. From wooden panels almost everywhere, you're certain to see most everything in this house is made out of wood, giving the house a cabin in the woods kind of feel, not like the movie though, with all the luxuries of a modern city home. This house has a decent number of rooms as it isn't the largest house you'll visit, but everything from the living room to all of its bedrooms are very inviting, with the state-of-the-art details put for the people who have the money for it. Large ceiling height, floors of marble tarquette, bright walls painted in a modern color, and an elegant staircase in solid wood marble make this home the kind of space that only millionaires can afford. The house has plenty of space for large gatherings with family and friends, along with a really big terrace that's about 915 square feet. This home is the perfect fit for life in the suburbs. Coming up next, we have ØSTLIVEIEN, 10, in GRYMYR, Norway, priced at $2.2 million. This house is the stuff of dreams. What I wouldn't do to get a place like this. Although this property doesn't seem to budge when it comes to its price, that hasn't stopped buyers from being interested in this property for years. It's a holistic and well-maintained property that's been renovated. The beach house has been recreated with restored state-of-the-art windows in a pristine cultured glass. The new floor has underfloor heating that can be found throughout the entire house because, as mentioned earlier, Norway can get pretty cold during the winter. On the outside, there's the beach house, an eye-catching barn, a big garage, and even a large attic. The main house has 4 bedrooms, enough for a small family reunion, along with a terrace that has its own patio heaters, ready to keep you warm on the days you just feel like relaxing outside of your multi-million-dollar home. There's no limit to what you can do on this property, whether it's inside or out. This marvelous house even features a jetty with 2 anchorages for the boats that, of course, comes with its own pier. There's a lot of history to this property as the Unsacred brickworks isn't far off and can be easily reached by boat. This probably means that earlier residents of this property might have worked in the century-old brickworks. Although the house has been renovated several times, it still holds its early charm. The property is in a grand location by the Ranch Fort and is easily one of the best properties in the country. I mean, just look at this. Rustic yet modern, and has all the amenities anyone could ever need. Next up, we have Vinterbroen, 19B in Fredrikstad, Norway, priced at $2.1 million. This unique outdoor duo apartment in Fredrikstad is a wonderful piece of art that oozes luxury. Just have a look at it. It's both rustic yet so modern you might think you're a few years ahead in the future. The house comes with a brilliant state-of-the-art furniture that's not only going to impress, but it's as effective when used. Vinterbro is a family-friendly residential area with a lot of similar accommodations, but 19B stands out the most. The house is a short way from Oslo and has several large nature and recreation areas around it. You will live among secluded, green and peaceful surroundings in a neighborhood that's as friendly as it's beautiful. The location of Vinterbro is what really takes the cake here. The driving time to Oslo is approximately 25 minutes and has a well-developed offering of local travel connections. Other than the suburban beauty that this property is, it's a whole lot more, offering a wide array of activities that are family-friendly with a bunch of outdoor fun to be had. This property is definitely the ideal home for anyone trying to get away from the hustle of city life. Now we have Lilsdale in Oslo, Norway, priced at $3 million. In the garden of the original Villiers Tale from the 1920s lies the architectural beauty of a home neatly placed on the hill. Low-key and subtle in a residential area outside Oslo, with views that will never cease to satisfy, this house might just fall under the radar of many, but that's exactly what the designers were hoping for: ultimate privacy. I think Norwegian homes have a general theme to them: less is more. The elegant narrow frame of this house is divided into 2 parts, allowing all of the natural light that you could hope for, as well as optimal use of the terrain that it's built upon. Like some of the previous homes we've mentioned on this list, Lilsdale thoroughly keeps the theme by adding space and modularity. The house has good outdoor areas to the east and west in the form of terraces on the ground floor and balconies on the upper level. The walls are well insulated to secure comfortable temperatures during Norway's cold winters. The well-visible roof surface is covered with cedar moss, which is yet another natural touch. The outdoor areas are designed to perfection, as well as allowing you enough room for your family and friends. Now we have next is Casa Myra Hawk in Oslo, Norway, priced at $5 million. This house is not merely about the aesthetics. It's about bringing together natural settings and architecture. The house is heavily influenced by its natural settings. This property is surrounded by nature that's as pretty as it could get, making it a great experience for any outdoor enthusiast. You enter the house via a bridge that's built on top of a running stream, giving you the best sensations of an outdoor experience while also being surrounded by snow. What a beauty! Along with redefining its natural surroundings, the house has all the modern luxuries you could find in a well-developed city home. The architectural aesthetics are based on a clear choice of materials, a wooden base, and a raised plaster volume that gives it elevation. This house has a room for everything, including a unique 2-story living room, giving you access to the TV room upstairs and the roof terrace as well. How neat is that? The kitchen and dining are sublime, as well with the best materials used to build them. With glorious outdoors that surround it, the house is a miraculous achievement in architecture and design. Last but never the least is Waterfront Mansion, Oslo, Norway, priced at $7.9 million. This incredible waterfront mansion is located in a high-end residential area just outside of Oslo, Norway. The beautiful estate sits just 20 meters away from the shoreline, offering its lucky residents some of the best panoramic views in a secluded location overlooking the bay not very far from the small white town of Sandvika. This lavish brick mansion is actually built on a small island that's connected to the mainland by a bridge. What's more, the island is actually surrounded by small canals that make for wonderful fishing spots, giving you a chance to admire a scenic trail of yachts and boats circling the island. I mean, how cool is that? With 7,500 square feet of living area, this house is a dream come true. It also has a very spacious hall, a fully equipped bar with a cozy fireplace and seating areas, not to mention an incredible indoor pool and fitness room. So yeah, basically, the house has literally every room money can buy. All of this comes at an affordable $7.9 billion. Cheap, huh? Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments.